In the time of the TZEMACH TZEDEK, and there was a desperate woman who came running into the main shul in Lubavitch, screaming, "Where is the Rebbe? I must see the Rebbe." And the Chassidim asked, "What's the matter? What's wrong?" She said, "My husband disappeared. I have no idea where he is. I was left on my own to take care of our son, who is a mute. He cannot speak. And I'm overwhelmed. My husband's gone. I don't know where he is. I can't remarry because I can't get a divorce from him. Because who knows? Maybe he was killed. Maybe he was captured by bandits. Maybe he just ran off. I must speak to the Rebbe to get direction." So the Chassidim direct her to the local Gabbai, who says, "I'm very sorry. The Rebbe does not take women into Yechidus. The Rebbe doesn't have meetings with the women." She says, "I must speak to the Rebbe." Sorry, nothing happening. This poor woman is left confused, sobbing her eyes out. So some advise her, maybe speak to the Rebbe's wife, the Rebbetzin. She goes in and pours out her heart to the Rebbe's wife, who tells her a very good piece of advice. She says, "Listen, why don't you make a little note of all your troubles, write that down, give the note to your son. I'll tell you when my husband leaves his office, and the boy can sneak into the Rebbe's office, hide under the desk, and when the Rebbe walks in, he'll jump out and give the Rebbe the note." She says, "Fantastic plan." She writes down her whole story of how her husband disappeared and her worries and troubles, and she hands it to her little boy. When the Rebbetzin signals, the boy comes in through the side room to the Rebbe's office. No one's in there and he hides under the desk. As soon as the Rebbe walks back in, the boy pops up from under the desk and hands the Rebbe the note without saying a word, as he was mute. So the Rebbe looks at the note and he tells the boy, "Go tell your mother that your father can be found in this town." And he names the town. The boy marches out of the office to his worried, frantic, and hopeful now mother. And he says to his mother in a clear voice, "The Rebbe said father can be found in that town." The woman fainted on the spot. When she regained consciousness, she said, "I can't believe it. A miracle. My mute son has never said a word before in his life. Now the Rebbe gave him the power to speak." And now, full of joy, she bound off to hire a wagon to go to this town where she was so sure the Rebbe's bracha would come true. And indeed, she went there. She found her husband. The Chassidim all came running to the Rebbe and they said, "Rebbe, you always tell us that you don't know how to do miracles. You always tell us you're no miracle doer. And now we saw a very clear miracle. You made the mute boy speak." So the Rebbe said, "What? No, I didn't do a miracle. It's just no one told me that the boy was mute."